Hey guys, welcome to Wrestling Days and welcome to this Raw Unseen video. Apologies that this is delayed, but my voice is nearly pretty much gone. So I just gave it a rest so that I could deliver this video. The moment last night with The Rock, absolutely incredible. Such an incredible moment. Everyone's talking about it, of course. There's a brilliant moment. This is doing the rounds on social media. Brilliant moment here where Samantha, look at her jumping out of her seat. I don't think she knew that it was going to happen. And so she jumps up and what a reaction. Look at that. She's looking at her arms. She's got goosebumps. Such an incredible reaction. Absolutely brilliant. That's doing the rounds all over social media. But not everyone was as pleased to see The Rock. An interesting tweet here from Jackie Redmond, who said, "This is the Raw that I miss. You have got to be shizzing me." WTF. She is fuming that she has missed this Raw, and this is the Raw that The Rock came back on. As well as that, we got other reaction. This was fun from Grayson Waller. He says, "Hey, Austin Theory, do you remember that flop that you destroyed on the mic a few months ago?" He ran away to Raw because obviously the last time we saw The Rock, he was in the ring with Austin Theory. Then this is the reaction. We've already done a video on this. Roman Reigns has come out with a very simple tweet, says everything that needs to be said. Just one emoji, a laughing face emoji. Roman finds this whole thing very humorous, and as we said, we've already done a video on that, but couldn't include it, not include it in this. I mean, it was probably the biggest tweet that anyone sent out last night. Shout out to Brady that sent this over as well. Boozer666, probably better known as Better Wrestling Experience, put a message out just saying, if you're worried, don't be. Just referring to Cody and finishing his story. So Better Wrestling Experience basically saying, don't worry, the story's still going to get finished. This is just something else we're doing, potentially in the short term. So a lot of people thinking it might be Rock Roman at Elimination Chamber, or we do Rock Roman at WrestleMania and we do Roman Cody at SummerSlam. There's lots of different ways that we can fit all of this in. Moving on, we obviously had this moment, not the sharpest image, but this is the moment where Kofi drop-kicked Giovanni Vinci in the face. Not really anyone's fault. It's one of those things that happens in wrestling, but obviously it did result in the end of the match and certainly didn't feel planned. It was only the second match of 2024, and it ends with doctor stoppage. But we have heard from Giovanni Vinci. Many of you won't speak Italian. That's fine. I am here to translate this for you. It says, "I am fine. 1,000 thanks." And I also want to thank Google Translate for giving me some assistance with translating that. We've got this as well, which I thought was really interesting. This was Ivar just responding to the fact that Seth Rollins retained his championship. This is really interesting because I would love to see Ivar against Seth for that championship. I don't think many people would give Ivar a chance of being the new champion, but I love the match, and I think Ivar, since he's gone solo, been forced to go solo because of the injury to Eric, I think he's been doing some fantastic work. This would be a very interesting challenge for Seth, and I would be up for it. So that was a tweet that definitely caught my eye. This is another tweet that caught my eye. This is Dragon Lee saying that he's got visa issues, so he won't be at NXT New Year's Evil. We are doing the watch along. even if I have no voice, we will do the watch along for NXT tonight. New Year's Evil is going to be a lot of fun. So Dragon Lee says that he's not going to make it, but he's got a big surprise planned. And also, around the same time, we got this from Zelina Vega. And I know a lot of people are thinking, what's that got to do with anything? Well, it's not this bit that we're interested in. Although, you know, it's not a problem. It's this bit. I have a little secret. So Zelina Vega has got a secret. Dragon Lee has got a big surprise. This is leading a lot of people to think that Andrade, El Idolo, may be coming to NXT tonight. Might not be that he's staying in NXT. It might just be that this is where they're going to bring him back and then he goes to the main roster. But this would be a fantastic replacement for Dragon Lee tonight. So we could see Andrade, who I believe is now a free agent. He could now arrive in NXT. He is expected to return because, of course, he is in a relationship with Charlotte. And Charlotte is a WWE superstar. Andrade hasn't had a good time in AEW. So a lot of people, myself included, think that this could mean Andrade is on NXT tonight. Then we got, oh man, this was so good. And I never saw this. I didn't pick up on this. So New Year's Doc Chris says, ha ha ha, truth just did the I'm sorry, I love you from the Shawn Michaels Ric Flair match at WrestleMania 24. And it's true. Here's the clip. Look, just before he winds it up, I'm sorry, miss. I love you. And then, boom, he went to hit The Miz, because obviously R-Truth is part of Judgment Day. He went to hit The Miz, and The Miz moved out the way. He ends up hitting JD McDonough instead. But before he does say, I'm sorry, I love you, which is what Shawn said just before he put Ric Flair down for the final time. Kind of the final time. Not really the final time, but kind of the final time. So, yeah, an amazing moment. Absolutely brilliant. And there's more R-Truth moments because actually backstage, Adam Pearce goes up to the Judgment Day to let them know that they're going to be in action next week. And they're furious because they've only just recently defended the tag titles. And they're like, who made this match? Of course, R-Truth arrives. He says that he heard DIY sniffing around. And he said he wanted to nip it in the bud. So actually next week it's going to be Finn versus Tommaso Ciampa, and Finn is furious because he doesn't like being put in a match that he wasn't aware of. And so R-Truth says, scrap that, Adam. I didn't realise, but Finn's a scaredy cat. I didn't realise that Finn was scared of Tommaso. And like Finn's like, I'm not scared. I know what you on about. So Adam Pearce is like, do you want the match or not? Finn pauses and then yells, bucket, right? Which is really close to sounding towards something else. And I got the vibe that the way he said it, the way he delivered it, the context was kind of very similar to him saying, bucket, I'll have the match. So he told Adam Pearce to bucket. The way he said it, I thought was very interesting. I am wondering if he might start using that as a bit of a catchphrase when in fact he means the other thing. And so, yeah, this was a really fun moment. This was great. If you get a chance to watch this clip, I would really recommend it. And there was another little clip earlier from R-Truth where he did encounter DIY. That was pretty standard. But the talking point out of that was this. We got to see Nikki again. I don't believe she was on Raw, but we got to see her in this segment. So Nikki still freaking people out. We don't know where this is leading. I'm sure it's going to have a payoff soon. But she was shown in this backstage segment. Then we got this moment. So this was someone saying, I wonder if Deonna Purrazzo has got some plans. Just wondering if she may show up at Raw Day One. And I thought this was cool because Deonna replied with this image saying, I do. I do have plans. Here's me and my dog. But Deonna Purrazzo is a free agent. She's a former, I believe, multiple-time women's champion in Impact. She used to be in NXT as well. She's a great talent. She'd be brilliant in WWE. Maybe we see her in the Royal Rumble. There's a chance. But there's also a chance she could end up going somewhere like AEW. But I just thought this was a real fun reply. Someone saying, you know, are you going to be on Raw? Have you got any plans? And she's saying, I do have plans. And here he is. And finally, warn him, this is horrific. Sami apparently needed 15 staples in his head after a live show on the 29th. So I never heard about this, to be honest. It was only an image that was doing the rounds, kind of mixed in with reaction from last night's Raw, that I saw this. And it's pretty awful, isn't it? It's pretty graphic. But yeah, that is Sami needing 15 staples in his head following a live show on the 29th. The only other bit that I've got, of course, is that there is going to be an announcement from Triple H on the preview show on the WWE Network. That's on Thursday, and it's a special show that's going to preview 2024. I've said we will do a watch along for it on the channel. Again, even if my voice is gone, we will be here. I will hold up placards and we will find a way forwards. But we're going to do NXT tonight. We're going to do that preview show on Thursday. And of course, we will be here on Friday for SmackDown. Thanks for joining me. Appreciate the support. Have a great day. And I'll see you later for NXT.